possibility, because these are reports that have been moving around, is it?
Is arriving in Uganda to conduct a crucial 2-day workshop with the Pamoja host nations of Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda as a way of kick-starting the preparations for Total Energy's CAF Africa Cup of Nations 2027. This workshop will run from tomorrow, Wednesday 22nd, up to Thursday the 23rd of April 2026 here in Kampala. By the end of the workshop, CAF and the Pamoja host nations shall give an update on the delivery priorities for the next phase of preparations for AFCON 2027. The meeting brings together representatives of the government of Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda, led by their respective ministers of sports. The presidents of the 3 football federations, the acting CAF General Secretary, Mr. Samson Adamu, who will be accompanied by several CAF senior administration officials. It is important for the public to note, and the media, that this workshop or visit by CAF is not an inspection visit for the AFCON 2027 competition and support facilities. The workshop is a sign of CAF's commitment to supporting the Pamoja host nations for the AFCON 2027, and it marks a very important step in the collective determination and coordinated process of planning and focus on key functional areas for us to have a successful delivery of AFCON. These key areas that CAF will address this week include safety and security, infrastructure, procurement, finance, media, ticketing, and commercial operations. As the local organizing committee, chaired by the First Lady Mama Janet Museveni, we thank her for giving consent for Uganda to host this kickstart meeting for AFCON 2027. Building strong coordination mechanisms and operational readiness across all these core areas is critical for successful tournament delivery. The media will have the opportunity for a mixed zone on Wednesday, that is tomorrow, as well as Thursday at the venue for the workshop. And Mr. Ahmed Hussein here and Mr. Mark Namanya will be contacting the media personalities and houses that have been extended an invitation to participate in this CAF workshop. Kindly keep time when you're reached out to, and stay in touch with Mr. Ahmed Hussein and Mark Namanya on the details. On a separate but related matter regarding AFCON 2027 preparations by LOC Uganda, we have been receiving, and we take it in good faith, inquiries from some owners of apartments and hotels as to how they can become parts of AFCON 2027 accommodation services. First, would like to clarify by stating that the mandate of declaring a service, a premise, a place, or a thing as a tourist facility is not the responsibility of the AFCON Local Organizing Committee, but the minister responsible for tourism. As such, the Local Organizing Committee works closely with the Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities, as well as Uganda Tourism Board, and as part of the intersectoral arrangements that the First Lady put in place to help us with AFCON 2027, so that we have a central point as a country where information about all these accommodation facilities can be collected, accessed by the public and potential visitors. These facilities may include hotels, apartments, guest houses, bungalows, lodges, or any other facility designated by the minister responsible for tourism as an accommodation facility for tourists. Therefore, proprietors of yet to be authorized accommodation facilities for tourists who would like them to be considered for accommodation during AFCON 2027 must first seek for such relevant information and authorization from the Uganda Tourism Board, not the AFCON Local Organizing Committee. We don't have that information. We also simply get it from UTB. Typically, tourists start booking their accommodation about 6 to 12 months before a sporting tournament like AFCON. And most of you here, members of the media, you've been to these places. You've known how you book your accommodation, sometimes 8 months in advance. So this is the window in which for such preparations for accommodation facilities to start. Therefore, we are in the right time as a country to bring awareness to proprietors of prospective accommodation facilities such as Airbnb services, to start by acquiring necessary information from the Uganda Tourism Board about authorization to offer such a tourist service. It is important that you access this authorization from Uganda Tourism Board because it makes your facility credible. With an estimated at least 500,000 visitors to come to Uganda to experience AFCON 2027, there are plenty of business opportunities. And we encourage the public, the private sector, individuals to tap into the tourist accommodation facility. Even these other countries that are first world, no one has the room capacity in a single city to take up 500,000 visitors at a go. So Airbnb services are very, very critical. And even some visitors don't necessarily want to stay in hotels. So you need to be mindful of that. So we encourage proprietors of Airbnb services, please tap into this opportunity. Next, we would like also to inform the public that there are other business opportunities AFCON is bringing on board that you can tap into. It is not just about accommodation. You have transport services that will be required for various forms of tours. You know, from ports of arrival into Uganda, moving around. Remember, we may have about, if we host two groups, you'll have about 12 matches. If you get some matches in the round of 16, quarterfinal, a semi-final, a closing or opening match, we may have maybe 16, 17 matches. But this is a month-long tournament. So when a visitor comes to Uganda, they are not going to be in the hotel all the time. So they want to move around and experience Uganda. So there is a lot that the private sector and individuals who want to tap into this AFCON economy can get into. There is nature tourism services, cultural tourism services such as indigenous entertainment, sampling of local cuisines and delicacies, visiting traditional markets, participating in community-focused activities that foster connections with local people. The souvenir merchandise industry is very, very big opportunity around such a sports tournament. Now, people don't only want to buy merchandise to do with the football teams, but also want merchandise as a souvenir about the country. We are giving you this information as the public that you prepare ahead of time. You don't be in a rush to prepare these services and products and you give an inferior output. There will be need for convenience retail services such as restaurants and leisure places. People just want to sit out and have a good time. They may not, someone will come to Uganda, but they don't want to go to Hoima, they don't want to go to Nambole Stadium. They just want to experience Kampala, they want to experience Mukono, etc. So restaurants, leisure places need to be prepared by investors and entrepreneurs. There will be a need for fun zones. Yes, these fun zones are very good at entertaining fans that do not have the opportunity to get match day tickets. However, we as a local organizing committee, we are organizing fun zones, but that does not stop the private sector from also having your private fun zones, where fans can gather and watch matches, live games on big screens coupled with entertainment. You need time to prepare this. You may need to invest, you may need to import some equipment, you may need to train some talent to entertain these fans that come to your fan zones. So that is the reason we are giving you all this information ahead of time. Then we shall also be in need of ICT services, high-speed digital connectivity during high traffic periods to enable cashless transactions, real-time live streaming of experiences, social sharing, accessing tournament apps and services, immersive experiences, with augmented or virtual reality. All these are opportunities that the private sector can tap in. We do not have to deliver these services ourselves as a local organizing committee, but the telecoms can come in and provide these high-speed digital connectivity services. The individuals, even the media, some of you will want to live stream on your channels. So you'll need all these ICT services we are referring to. There is also the financial services and products to facilitate local purchases, accommodation, transportation, currency exchange, ticket payments, mobile payments, and so much more. So we are telling you areas that you can invest in as a private sector, as individuals. At an opportune time, as a local organizing committee, once we have completed reviewing our work plans, we shall come here again and also share with you the opportunities that are within the 109 billion resource envelope we have as a local organizing committee. What we have shared with you here is what is outside. I've not talked about construction. There's a lot that is going on with construction. Those in the construction industry will tap in for roads, hotels, hospitals, etc. There's a lot that the public business community can gain. Lastly, the government of the Republic of Uganda has released all the funds that are required for construction and completion of the 8 AFCON 2027 training facilities at Hoima, Boma, Masindi Municipal, Satito Winyi SS, Peche Stadium, Lira University, Gulu University, Chambogo, and Makerere. So all these funds totaling to 130.4 billion have been released by the government. So we have no excuse for not delivering. And time is still on our side to have these training facilities delivered. By the end of this month, we look forward to handing over to the UPDF Engineering Brigade the necessary administrative tools to commence work at Hoima Boma Training Facility, Masindi Municipal Training Facility, Lira Training Facility, and Gulu Training Facility. We are also going to upgrade Fufa Kadiba Stadium because it's among the training facilities for the Mandela National Stadium cluster. However, Fufa has requested that they hand over the stadium at the end of June. So the works of upgrading Fufa Kadiba Stadium as a training facility will commence in the month of July at the latest, as soon as Fufa hands over the stadium to us. So with those few remarks, let me take on questions, a few questions, and then we shall have someone. Why the First Lady put in place this intersectoral arrangement, that everything to do with facilitating not just preparations for AFCON, but to make the whole country experience AFCON. There is the intersectoral arrangement she put in place, whereby right now the feedback we've got from you, we shall channel it to the respective sectors. One of them is the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives. But it is to ensure that we remove roadblocks that will make it possible for businesses, proprietors, anyone who wants to make a positive difference for AFCON to access information and all the support you need. And that is what we are doing. And by the way, for AFCON, what we are doing it at no cost. We are not asking for a service fee. So if anyone says that AFCON is asking for a service fee to deliver ABCD, it's not right. The issue of the fan zones, Ichuli Part 2. the issue of executing on fan zone is something we are going to deliberately handle. It was not executed according to plan in Chan 2024, which was held last year. We only had King's Pride that was so active. But right now we are planning for more fan zones, and the government has availed resources. We have a lot of time to plan, and I am sure we are going to pull it off. As we come back here to the media center to brief you, we are going to give you an extensive roadmap of what we are going to do with the increasing on funds experience. You asked about Chambo. What you saw done for Chan 2025 Chambogo was simply phase 1. There is phase 2 that will have to complete the 16.5 billion allocation that is there. So you will see, unfortunately, Mr. Selmaga doesn't give us facilities for sprints, but would actually show you some of the renderings of these facilities so that you see for yourself what is going to happen at the various training facilities. Clive, you asked a very good question. The working with regarding the organization for Pamoja, the responsibility centers were in the local organizing committees at national level. Now, we look forward to the interactions during these 2 days. If it comes as an arrangement that we need a regional, not a local, regional organizing committee, it will be a ROC. That would be welcome. There is a loose arrangement which is not binding in decision making, but if CAF says that it is something we should go for, we are happy to do that. And the First Lady herself has been saying we need to talk with each of our partner Pamoja countries to know what is happening. So it will be a welcome initiative. With that, I think we've exhausted the questions. Yes, Sarah. We shall do that within our communication and media strategy so that you can easily access the intersectoral arrangement that the First Lady put in place is under the coordination of the Ministry of Education, but specifically with the local organizing committee, because this is an AFCON matter. So the toll-free line will be available for the public and businesses to reach us. Once that is put in place, we shall make it known to the public and also through our website. All right, let me also introduce